Good morning, beautiful people, powerful souls. Ooh, I'm just feeling really humbled and grateful this morning. It is terrible weather, but I've been out in it in the elements. Just put my horse into my stable area that I've made for him, a big yard. And because it's quite wet out there, so looking after my animals' well-being and just move my cows. As long as you're dressed and prepared for it, it's a bit like life. If you're prepared, then you can weather the storms. But if you're not, sometimes the storms can really undo you. So it's about creating a strong foundation, and that's where I'm at the moment. I've been going through this reconfiguration, so recalibrating and a bit of a restoration, actually, a restorative time for me to reset my nervous system, come back to myself, reconnect with what truly matters, what I value. So been sitting with myself a lot and actually asking myself some questions, or just allowing things to be as they are and letting go of control, because man, it is amazing how you can just get caught up in doing all the time and thinking about all you have to do, worries, and it can just spiral, and you make up these scenarios half the time that don't even eventuate. So it's like, actually, I've been learning to come back to this present moment, to take a minute to breathe, connect, and actually just be present. So in the morning, instead of 100 things going on in my head, I actually wake up intentionally early so I can sit and actually just breathe for a minute and actually just recalibrate my thoughts, my thinking, and actually set some intentions for the day. What am I thinking to myself? What am I choosing to do? What am I putting in myself? Just actually so I can really have a good, positive, empowering day. Fill my cup up first. But it starts with, what are you saying to yourself? And I just this morning, I'm like, wow, look at this world, like this space, this God and all his glory, like what he has actually helped me to create. I had to get out of my own way, get out of my head, and actually, definitely hasn't been easy. I've weathered quite a few storms and overcome lots of obstacles. The biggest one myself, I actually had to keep reinventing myself, recreating, and actually letting go of patterns, beliefs, people, and things that actually limit me and actually create that dense negative energy. Well, it's actually me. It's what we're allowing, we become. So it's actually about letting go and actually just going, okay, what do I really want? And for me, it's peace. I was talking to one of my friends last night, and he was talking about his brother having this and that, and I'm like, all I could think about was how much work that was, because I've had properties and that, but I actually sold everything. I was like, no, I want to come back to simplicity. What do I really need? Like food, shelter, water, connection with people. And even that at the moment, I'm like, is this healthy connections? Am I leaving feeling empowered, inspired, filled up, or am I kind of feeling drained? And, is it helpful or is it hindering me? So I've decided to just spend more time on my own for a while and just breathe and allow what's coming to me. So, but when I'm sitting here and I'm looking at what I have actually, look at this, the space that I live in now, and I lived in a horse truck for years, and but set up off the grid so I could cut costs. So I'm like, what do I really need? So I reduced my costs, and I started watching what was coming in, what was going out, and it's a bit like that with ourselves too, just to observe and actually, but yeah, just be aware and go, okay, what do I really want? Because I saw my old man, working for most of his life in the freezer works, meat works, and that, and really struggling to survive, and a job just over broke. And now, so I really decided, okay, we wait till the end of the life to actually really start enjoying it. We're always waiting, and it's like you don't even know how long you've got. You might not be here tomorrow. So, why not start enjoying it? But I actually found, because I've lost things over and over again, like I lost everything in a house fire, and then I lost everything in the flood again. I've lost my horse, lost my mum, like lots of things that happen for me instead of to me, as they say. Oh, yeah, but it's really made me who I am, and I haven't stayed a prisoner to my past. I'm not, because it's so easy to get negative and stuck in these negative thought patterns and that, and I'm like, no, I want to be open and live from a space of love and abundance, because when you're open to things, more of what you're putting out there, what you focus on grows. So I'm like, that's what manifestation is, like, because we're energy, we're spirit in physical form. So it's like, if it's dense negative energy, you're going to keep getting more things that are going to hinder your growth. And, but so it's actually about, that's why I've been really being mindful about my beliefs, and things are aligning with what I value now, like just coming back to that and actually creating a bit of a wellness space, like what things, so over the years I've noticed what keeps me well. So horses and that, like they connect to our nervous system, like they're very aware, so that's why I call them emotional regulators, because if you're heightened, they will be heightened. So, like whenever my horse is a bit spooky, I laugh and I sing. And then he's like, oh, she's not worried, because a lot of the time when your horse starts spooking, you start freaking out and worrying, and then it becomes this terrible thing. It's like the same with our thoughts, when they're negative and when they're not empowering, when they're disempowering, when they're not helpful, when they're not kind to ourselves, to others, because it starts with you. It's actually never about anyone else. It's about you. Like we can focus and project on that, but normally when we're doing that, it's actually something that's within us that needs healing. So it's about coming back, nurturing yourself, knowing yourself, growing yourself. But yeah, horses can really make you aware of where you're at emotionally. So, and then just come back to your thinking, ground yourself, what's good for you, and do more of that. So sometimes it's helpful to write things down, what's good for me, what's not, what matters most to me right now, and do more of that, because things like that will fill your cup. So me stepping away from bodybuilding is probably the best thing I can do. So I'm doing a 3-day reset soon, so I can reset the nervous system, come back to my being instead of my doing, because it's been 3 years. But I believe if I hadn't been doing that, like I was in my pain and in my suffering when I lost my horse, Fabiola. So I just keep getting up and keep going and knowing that things are going to get better. But man, I definitely wasn't my best. And so sometimes we need that time, to be kinder to yourself, to love on yourself, to nurture yourself. And that's why I decided, I'm going to do this bodybuilding, that, because to get to where I've achieved in that, I had to stop drinking. I had to start looking after myself, start being mindful about what I'm putting into myself, the good, healthy foods. And, because it's so easy to just eat for convenience, or, and your body's your temple, you need to look after it, because man, it's really hard to undo the years of damage. I wish I'd started that, so I work with women in their 30s, because I'm 45 now, and I'm like, it has been some hard mahi, man. But now I'm coming back to, okay, stillness, peace. I'm going to do something more veggie gardens, more become more self-sustainable, because I'm looking at the cost of everything, and it's like, that keeps us really in the survival state of really grinding, going to work all the time for what? Just to meet the basic needs. The system's fucked. So I'm creating my own. Like I'm fully off the grid. I'm getting a kayak. I'm gonna go start getting some kawai and start. I've got plenty of eggs at the moment. Building more veggie gardens. I've got my orchard started. So yeah, I want to live from a space of abundance, not scarcity, like, because that is just. So it's like, what is in my control? Well, I can plant a few veggies, and I started in planter boxes. Even when I travelled, I did that, and it just, reduces cost of what you're paying for, and you know what's in it. Like, I'm an urban girl, and I've been learner of life, learning lots of lessons on the way, and leverage from other people. If you see they're doing something and you want to learn, most people are pretty open to share. So that's how I learned to grow like vegetables and that, because I've been brought up go to the supermarket and that, and it wasn't until I started actually dairy farming, because that's how I got my degree. I used to relief milk, and I started learning about farming and things like that. So, and I just started eating fresh produce, and I was like, wow. And then started eating from my own vegetable garden, and I am like, what have I been eating my whole life? Like, and you think about it, all the chemicals that go into a lot of food, and oh, it's amazing, because that's a frequency, it's an energy. Plants are energy, animals are energy, and it's like, what are they eating? Because you're putting that back into your system. So, it's a whole thing that people aren't even aware of. So, and then all the food like products, most of them have, they don't have fat, they don't have this and that, but it's like, do they have any nutrition value that's feeding your brain, that's feeding your body? Like, that keeps you like, meh, like on autopilot. And people think, oh, I haven't got energy, look at my bloating. Like, I've seen it really hurts my heart actually to see people suffering in their bodies, because it's not just your body, it affects your whole mind, everything, your energy. Yeah, it's hard to go from a place of love and abundance and feeling good when you're not feeling good. Dis-ease, a lot of that stuff creates. Well, look at the amount of people that are on pools, and they're rattling. I haven't been to the doctor in years. I don't even know. The last time they were like, oh, we haven't seen you. And I was like, in years. Like, and I think the last time I just got like some Panadol or something. But then I don't take that either. So. Because no matter if you've got a headache, it's something going on, drink some water, get some rest, listen to your body so you can be at your best. Oh, anyway, by the grace of God, I grow. Woo, what a glorious day to recharge, reset, reconnect. Be the being you're born to be. Soulful Sunday. Look after you, no one else will. Show up for you. If you want to join my reset, let me know. It's going to be 3 days after the yoga festival. So the yoga festival's at the end of the month, and then I'm going to do a nervous system reset. So, because we've got a vagus nerve that runs from our brain right through our organs to our gut health and that. So it's it's about really resetting that, coming out of survival, out of the fight, flight, and into our parasympathetic nervous system. So you can really be digesting your food better, in a better space, so your body can come back to homeostasis, which is balance. See you. Enjoy this day.